All it started in 1986. I was forced to stay here for about one day. And I went out and saw Dubai for the first time ever in my life.
One of the UAE's most esteemed figures, Mr. Shahdadpuri, a former Indian Foreign Service diplomat, chairman of the famed NIKAI group. He also served as president of the IBPC, playing a pivotal role in forging stronger India-UAE business ties. Parasji, how do you anchor your decisions?
Ethics is the basic tenet of our life.
What tells you that this person is cut out to be a future leader?
Billionaires, they are called as unicorns by but they don't have any horns on their head. Every single person is capable of being a billionaire in US dollar terms.
Life principle that you believe aspiring leaders should hold close to their hearts. What might that be? Parasji, when you look back at your life, at your journey, from the corridors of diplomacy to the boardrooms of Dubai, what thread connects all of this?
Well, first of all, greetings to my viewers. A very good question. Thank you, Ramesh. You see, in the diplomacy has its own style, has its own learning. The question is, every time of your life, if you feel and if you can keep it that you are learning something and not take it for granted, anything. So, same thing what I learned in diplomatic career, believe me, is of great utility and use to me in my business career. There is negotiations, the power to persuade people, express yourself without losing your ground, and same as in business. Communication is the most important thing in both, and communication honestly not only with your customers, suppliers, dealers, but also with your own colleagues, with your own office staff. So communication, I guess, is one of the most important skills which I learned and which I'm able to use it till this time of my life.
Thank you. Very insightful. What were the early influences that shaped your ambition? What gave you the conviction that you should go into business rather than continue in government service?
You see, all my family has been in government service. As you possibly know, we are the refugees who came from Pakistan in 1947-48. If I can divulge my age, I was just about 2-3 years, which means I'm almost 80 years now. So we started the career right from ground zero. And most of my family members have been in the services, whether private services or the government services, in fact, government services. So when we were educated, we were possibly directed towards also joining a government service. I passed the UPSC, I joined the Indian Foreign Services. And for me, it was a great exposure to the life. And normally, I'm telling you, in early 70s, the life in India was not so progressive or very comfortable. There was literally no electricity in many places, even in parts of Delhi, where I was raised. So we are coming from that background. Luckily, we passed through, and then when I joined the Indian Foreign Service, I was posted to China, and then on to Washington, D.C., and then on to Jeddah, and finally to Libya. So there I came to know the various cultures, the way of their working, the broad vistas of what those countries are doing, their infrastructure available. That opened up my mind a lot, really. So to that extent, Indian Foreign Service really contributed a huge exposure and growth of my faculties. So I must be thankful to my ex-employer, Government of India.
Indeed. No, thank you. Thank you for that candor. Our viewers can now see that this is a no holds barred, very candid interview. Wonderful. Staying on with the topic of moving, you moved to the UAE at a time when it was not the business hub that we know today.
True.
What made you decide, or what gave you the conviction to plant your flag in the UAE?
See, all it started in 1986. So I was trying to set up my business, which essentially was really export business. Though I thought that maybe India is not the very right place at that time. India had not yet opened up. As you know, India opened up during Manmohan Singh's time in 1991. So I thought I'll go abroad, and the only English-speaking country for my children's education and for my own communication was UK. Although I have served in the Arab countries, but I was not very comfortable because still the language was not very well spoken in English. It was Arabic in Saudi and it was Arabic in Libya. So I set up my company in UK. Somehow, when I took a flight, and it was Emirates Airline had just started from Delhi to Dubai and Dubai to UK, it was the connection. And by providence, I missed the connection.
Oh,
And I was forced to stay here for about 1 day till the next flight, next day.
okay.
And I went out and saw Dubai for the first time ever in my life, although I have lived in the Middle East in the past in my foreign service. And I was really very fascinated, honestly. First is that everybody spoke my language.
Even
Hindi.
back then.
Back then. In fact, more than now.
Okay.
So, number one. Number two, for your information, the biggest school, Indian school, CBSE, was in Dubai and not in India, with 7,000 children at that time. And the biggest
Wow.
school in India at that time was 5,000, 5,500 DPS or some other schools. So I saw that the Indian education is here. My language is not a problem. I had my mother, and she was in India, so proximity to India. And you know, we are still very traditional people. I didn't want to expose my children to the very permissive society back in the West, which is London. So I was very happy when I found it here. So next few months, I wrapped up my operation in London, and I settled down here, and rest is history.
Great. So you found the perfect blend between the East and West
Providence.
in Dubai back then.
Providence.
Much the same reason for which I too came in 87 and stayed on,
MashaAllah.
despite the entire family living in the US.
MashaAllah.
Great. Let's come to NIKAI Group. The group has seen success all through the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. Through thick and thin, through wars, through recessions, through the COVID pandemic. What element of your compass kept you steady through all these challenging times?
You see, I indeed have seen very rough times and tough times. Iran-Iraq war, then later on the Kuwait war in 1991, and then was the 1998 financial depression. Then 2000 was the Y2K problem, and then came 9/11, and then came the financial tsunami of 2008. I have honestly gone through, including the COVID 2020. So I have gone through various different stages. And I am really very happy, satisfied, and if I can humbly say, proud of the fact that I came through unscathed during all these crises. What you require is really to keep your calm, keep your colleagues, your staff, whom I call them as my partners, motivated, pay them your salaries. That's the capacity you must have. And think of various ways. One thing which I saw, that I must keep myself financially well covered. That's the most important thing. for any businessman, there can't be any worse worry than being in financial trouble. So put your steps well thought. Never expose yourself to a level that you can be financially in trouble. So all this COVID people, were in dire situation. Many companies folded down, folded up. So I really thought that I, first of all, financially must keep myself well covered and find out the new methods during. In fact, there are more opportunities during challenges rather than when the life is smooth. And that's the differential in a particular leader. That how do you meet a particular challenge and find somehow the opportunities? Because there will be many people who may have not been able to stand up to those challenges. And they have left the space vacant for you to grab.
Right.
So you always have an opportunity in life.
Amazing. Any example of an opportunity that you might have seen and seized during COVID, for instance?
Oh, yes. I said something very simple. Many companies folded up. So for me, those spaces left by them were for a grab. And in fact, let me tell you, the highest profitability of my career was in 2020, 2021. First, that the travels were restricted, so there was a lot of saving in the travels of my staff. Number two, we could concentrate well on the business and on the market, and we saw many people not being able to meet those challenges. And we simply filled in those places. So rather than me having 100, I got 130, 140. So I think if you are able to hold on, if you are able to understand the challenges, if you keep your calm, you will find all the solutions on earth.
Very well. Talking about another aspect of your personal life, whether in business or in any other walk of life, you've always been very vocal about ethical practices in business. Now, in a world increasingly driven by short-term wins, how do you anchor your decisions?
Ramesh, we are human beings. We continue to deal with other human beings. Ethics is the basic tenet of our life. And if we move away from this tenet, we are likely to find ourselves in trouble sooner or later. Any action of one human being is bound to affect the other human being. This must be realized. So therefore, if you are ethical, if you take care of yourself and in fact think of the other first, I think that's the winning point. The moment anybody who deals with you sees that you are really looking after his interest first, honestly, your interest is always covered. If you are looking after his interest first and he can see it through, I'm telling you, he's for you. He'll go extra mile for you. Generally, also in other things in ethics, our entire, by the way, body physique, mind, is controlled by our nervous system. And if we are unethical, it troubles my nervous system. And once my nervous system gets disturbed, I cannot concentrate on anything. I cannot move with dignity. I cannot move with clear conscience. So, therefore, ethics in every part of your activity has to be respected and maintained.
Parasji, this nugget of wisdom is going to be my biggest takeaway of today. It's not found in any books. It can only be heard from somebody who has lived it throughout his life. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. We have more to discuss. Let's then continue our conversation in the next episode.